have discussed 11 questions and answers in our previous video, and we are continuing with question number 12. So let's start with the question number 12. If you're new here in the channel, we have already recorded one video, like the questions from first till 11th questions with answers. And this is the second video we're recording. And if you haven't subscribed our channel, please go ahead and subscribe the channel, because we are bringing some more videos for MD-102 questions and answers. So let's start with question number 12. What is the function of the enrollment status page ESP device phase versus the user phase? So the options are device phase installs device assigned apps policies, user phase install user assigned apps after user sign-in. Option B, device phase handles Azure AD join, user phase handles Intune enrollment. C, device phase is for corporate devices only, user phase is for BYOD. And D, there is only one phase in ESP. So what is the correct answer here? The correct answer is A. Device phase installs device assigned apps policies. User phase install user assigned apps after user sign-in. Why? Because ESP has two phases in general. The device phase, B for user sign-in, install device targeted apps and policies. And the user phase after sign-in installs user targeted apps and policies before releasing the desktop. Question number 13. You need to deploy Windows 11 to devices in a location with very limited internet bandwidth. Which deployment method minimizes internet data usage? The options are Windows Autopilot with default settings, SCCM OSD with a local distribution point serving with WIM file, C, Windows Update for Business Cloud upgrade, and D, Microsoft Deployment Toolkit with Internet WIM download. The correct answer here is B, SCCM OSD with a local distribution point serving the WIM file. Why? Because SCCM OSD with local distribution points serves the Windows image for from on-premises infrastructure, eliminating the need to download multi-GB WIM files over limited internet connections for each device. Question number 14. You assign an Intune configuration profile to a dynamic Azure AD device group. A new device joins Azure AD. When does the device receive the profile? A, immediately when it joins Azure AD. B, after it is added to the dynamic group up to 24 hours and checks in into Intune. Only after an amendment will trigger a sync after the next scheduled compliance evaluation. The answer is B. After it is added to the dynamic group up to 24 hours and checks in Intune. Why? Because dynamic group membership evaluation can take up to 24 hours. Once the device is added to the group, Intune delivers the policy on the device's next check-in or via remote sync. Question number 15. Which Android enterprise enrollment mode is designed for single-purpose corporate-owned devices like digital signage or retail kiosks? The options are Android Enterprise Fully Managed, Android Enterprise Work Profile, Android Enterprise Dedicated Devices, Android Device Administrator. So the correct answer here is C, Android Enterprise Dedicated Devices. Why? Because Android Enterprise Dedicated Devices locks devices into a single app or multi-app kiosk mode, suitable for kiosks, digital signage, and share-purpose devices. Question number 16. You need to push an emergency configuration change to 1000 Windows devices immediately without waiting for the standard check-in cycle. What should you do? Options are A. Select devices in bulk in Intune and perform a remote sync action. B. Send a push notification via Azure Notification Hubs. C. Use remote desktop to apply the change manually. And D. Reassign the policy to force re-evaluation. The correct answer here is A. Select devices in bulk in Intune and perform a remote sync action. Why? Because Intune supports bulk remote sync for up to 100 devices at a time from the admin center. For 1000 devices, this can be scripted via Graph API, triggered an immediate policy check-in. Question number 17. An Intune compliance policy targets all users. A shared device used by multiple users fails compliance. Which user is the compliance result attributed to? The options are A. The device is evaluated independently of users and marked as a non-compliant device. B. The last user who signed in. C. The primary user of the device. D. All users who have signed in are marked non-compliant. The answer here is C. The primary user of the device. Why? Because for compliance evaluation purposes, Intune attributes the result to the primary user of the device, not to every user who signs in. Okay. Question number 18. You want to deploy a required app to all Windows 11 devices, but exclude devices in the test devices group. How do you configure this one? The options are assign the app as required to all devices and add test devices as an exclude group. Option B, create a separate policy for each group. C, use a filter to exclude the test group. D, deploy as available and block the test group with a compliance policy. The correct answer here is A, assign the apps as required to all devices and add test devices as an excluded group. Why? Because Intune app assignment support inclusion and exclusion groups. Assigning as required to all devices and adding the test devices group as excluded prevents the app from deploying to those specific devices. Question number 19. Which statement about Intune app wrapping tool is correct? A, it converts .exe files to .intune win for Windows 32 deployment. B, it adds the Intune MAM SDK to iOS, Android, LOB apps without code changes, enabling app protection policies. C, it digitally signs apps with a corporate certificate. D, it packages MSIX apps for Windows Store deployment. The correct answer here is B. It adds the Intune MAM SDK to iOS, Android, LOB apps without code changes, enabling app protection policies. Why? Because the Intune app wrapping tool injects the Intune MAM SDK capabilities into existing LOB apps for iOS and Android, enabling app protection policy enforcement without requiring the developer to modify the source code. Question number 20. Okay. Microsoft Store for Business is retired. How do you now deploy Microsoft Store apps to Windows 11 devices via Intune? Okay. The options are use the new Microsoft Store app type in Intune WinGit-based deployment, download the MSIX from the store and uploads as LOB app, C, use a PowerShell script to install via wingate.exe. And D, store apps can no longer be deployed via Intune. So the correct answer here is A, use the new Microsoft Store app, type in Intune, wingate-based deployment. Why? Because Intune now integrates directly with the Microsoft Store using Wingate as a backend, allowing admins to search for and deploy store apps directly from the Intune Admin Center. Question 21. A Win32 app deployment shows failed on 10 devices. The error code is 0x800703 times 05. Access denied. What is the most likely cause? Options are the device does not have internet access, the Intune management extension does not have sufficient permissions to install the app in the target context, the .intune win file is corrupted, the device compliance policy is blocking installation. The correct answer here is B. The Intune management extensions does not have sufficient permissions to install the app in the target context. Why? Because this error access denied, or the error we have read in the question 0x800 means the Intune management extensions is trying to install in a context, system, or user that lacks the required permissions for the installation path or registry key. That's why. Question 22. You deploy Office 365 apps via Intune and select the semi-annual enterprise channel. How often does this channel receive feature updates? A, monthly, B, every 2 months, C, twice a year, January and July, D, annually. The correct answer here is C, twice a year. Why? Because semi-annual enterprise channel receives features updates twice a year, in January and July, providing maximum stability for organizations that need extensive testing before feature updates. Question 23. Which Intune feature allows you to define rules that automatically install or uninstall Win32 apps based on device conditions like free disk space or registry values? The options are requirements rules and detection rules in Win32 app configuration, B, app protection policy conditions, C, compliance policy device conditions, and D, filters based on device properties. The correct answer here is A, requirements rules and detection rules in Win32 app configuration. Why? Because requirement rules and detection rules in Win32 app deployment allow complex conditional logic for app targeting and installation validation. Okay, and now we are going to question number 24. You use Intune filters to target a configuration profile only to Windows 11 devices with less than 8 GB of RAM. Which filter property do you use? Options A, device type, B, physical memory, NGB, C, operating system version, D, OS version. The correct answer here is B, physical memory NGB. Why? Because Intune filters support the physical memory NGB property for Windows devices, allowing policies to be targeted based on RAM capacity using comparison operators. That's why. Okay, for this series, the last question, 25, you configure an autopilot deployment profile with skip AD connectivity, check, enable. What is the result? The options are a devices can complete autopilot without verifying domain control connectivity for AAD only scenarios. B, devices skip the Azure AD join setup step. C, devices bypass the ESP entirely. Users skip the EULA acceptance screen. So in this question, the correct answer is A, devices can complete autopilot without verifying domain controller connectivity for AAD only scenarios. So why this? Because skipping the AD connectivity check allows pure Azure AD joined autopilot deployments to proceed without checking for on-premises domain controller connectivity, which is irrelevant for cloud-only joins.